Hey y'all, hope you're doing well today. So I have a short message for you this morning. I was walking by one of my old paintings this morning that I've got hanging up in my hallway, and it spurred some inspiration that I just wanted to journal on and share with you all. And I'll share the painting with you at the end of the video. So I want to talk to you today about believing, right? What it means to believe. So especially, why does the Bible place such high value on something that the world discredits, that the world dismisses? You know, there's definitely a conflict there. So let's take a look at the word, right, to believe. And looking at the etymology, the Proto-Germanic word Galobgen means to hold dear, valuable, satisfactory. And then the Dutch root word is geloven, which means to love. So all of this is tied in, and if you want to take a look, I'll leave the link down in the description for you all and see the expanded history of the word. It's really interesting. So from the 13th century, it actually means to be persuaded of the truth. So here we're starting to see, you know, exactly why manipulative people don't care for the concept of belief, right? Because that's exactly what manipulative people never want us to discover, is the truth. They don't want us to discover the truth. And when you believe in something, then it means that you have been persuaded of the truth. See? So there's a really important correlation here. All right, so the idea of belief is spun as what you might call a fishtail, you know, society and manipulative people, right? Plant seeds that gaslight us into feeling childish for hoping for something better. And when I say something better, I mean something better than a toxic situation, right? Something that is good and fruitful, right? What the Bible would describe as actually producing fruit, and not only fruit, but good fruit, okay? So a fishtail, the definition of that is the tendency of fishermen to exaggerate the size of their catch. And this is from dictionary.com. So, you know, when someone or a group or whatever it is attacking the concept of belief, they can't totally discredit it because it's woven throughout all different like the foundational parts of all different religions, you know. And so but what they can do is try to just, you know, chisel away at it, you might say, right? So there's some relation there with regards to that old saying, you know, a fish story, a fish tale, right? The tendency of fishermen to exaggerate the size of their catch. So that's how we are gaslit, right? Like if you are a hopeful person and you are open-minded, it's a little bit more difficult to persuade you of a falsehood masquerading as a truth. And so if your belief can be kind of just dismissed even just a tiny bit, then that's a win. They feel like that's a doorway in to work their deception, right? So here's the funny thing. Exaggeration, because again, a fishtail is the tendency of fishermen to exaggerate the size of their catch. Well, exaggeration has been used for millennia, okay, to aid in the getting of wisdom, if you think about shamanic practices, right? So just keep this in mind. Even today, personification is used as symbolism in these grand stories, right? That reach a depth inside of our psyche that is otherwise unreachable. All right? So there's value in myth. There's value in quote-unquote fiction, because what is fiction constructed of, right? It's written by people who have had real-life experiences, okay? And again, there is something to be said about this numinous element that translates into our life in sometimes in these exaggerated ways, right? Call it a miracle or whatever, however it manifests. So It's really important not to dismiss this. So in other words, belief or faith is so powerful. Jesus said it only takes the size of a mustard seed to move a mountain, right? And if you believe, then nothing will be impossible to you. I mean, it's so powerful, it doesn't even require 100% of your belief. That's big, okay? I encourage you to consider this, right? Consider this and consider pulling it down into your heart as truth and letting it take root, because how might your life actually change, okay? If you take ownership of the authority that you have to choose, right? Your own free will to choose what you believe in, and not allow another person to dissuade you from believing in a life that can produce good fruit. Because it's never going to happen if you don't believe first that it could happen. You have to believe it first. That's the first step. It's that powerful, okay? It moves you to action. So, you know, the only power another person ever truly has over us is the power of deceit, which requires a lack of understanding on our part, right? So that, to me, that's why the Bible says wisdom is the principal thing. And with all of our get understanding, we just need to take a moment. We need to pause. We need to slow down and realize this, because it matters. It matters. So y'all know I love the ocean, right? I'm going to share a painting with y'all here in a minute, but I just wanted to mention, you know, abstract art is really incredible. It's where, you know, you can't really see the objects. It's just kind of colors and, you know, shapes, but there kind of seems like there's a hint of something there, you know. It kind of has a numinous element to it. But, you know, it's incredible because, I say that because even an impression of something, this subtlety, okay, can recall a sharper image automatically in our mind. It doesn't even require our conscious will. It just happens, okay? So I say that because of this. If you're suffering from mental paralysis, which is what happens, right? From a lot of mind manipulation, you can shatter the stronghold and make space for life to flow once again into you and through your life, okay? Through the following techniques. And I just hope that these are inspiring to you and for you. Laugh. Laugh. Place yourself in the presence of people who appreciate that, you know. Just give yourself this mental break, you know, as you need it, with some humor, okay? Move your body. Find a way that you enjoy moving your body. If you enjoy going to the gym, then do that. Some of us don't. Some of us like to be outside, you know, there's nothing wrong with either one. It's just whatever your preference is. But just, you know, moving your body, sometimes that can kind of unlock this stronghold that these manipulative people can place on your mind. It's like they create this mental prison, and you wind up in this state of paralysis where belief is not flowing through you. There's no creation of good fruit in your life, and you don't know why, okay? Intentional breathing. Intentional, you know, not where it's just a natural thing that we all do, but where you actually are, you know, counting as you're breathing in or breathing out, and holding and releasing, you know, on purpose, okay? New hobbies. Just anything that's going to kind of take you off the beaten path, you know, it's just going to break routine for you. That a lot of times can just be the tiny little crack in the mental prison that has been placed over your mind. And from there, I just encourage you to revisit the value and belief and its place in manifesting a beautiful life in this human experience. So I thank you for coming along to hear the message. I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you again very soon.